Cool. I can now share screen. Can you guys all see my screen?
We're all set, Stephen. Go ahead.
Sounds good. Okay, so we're introducing Caught Up, and we're excited to share the progress that we've made during the accelerator. So Caught Up is an app that's created to assist people in developing and maintaining relationships by simplifying the process of coordinating availability. We see our product as something that you could use with acquaintances, friends, and family. So at the beginning of the accelerator, we had a pre-minimum viable product. This was a product in the works, and now at the end of the accelerator, we actually have a minimum viable product that you can download on Android, iOS, and also access on the web. Additionally, pre-accelerator, we had no marketing strategy whatsoever. And now we have a new team member handling marketing and other business developments and consistently post on social media to try and engage an audience. At the beginning, we knew that we wanted a better way to coordinate schedules, and we knew that the platform that we were going to be making was going to be called Caught Up. During the accelerator, we received a lot of assistance from Sean Collins and other alumni. And during the program, they pushed us towards marketing to make sure that we have an audience and an actual problem that people want solved. We heard a lot from Hokie alumni and they shared their experiences, which gave us a lot of direction and insight into things to consider. During the accelerator, we also validated some assumptions with surveys. We found that people would entertain our approach to solving the coordination problem. We found that people do use their calendars so that when they use our app, we can assume that they would use it too. And people want to have shared events so that they can have reminders. Natalie? Sorry.
Thank you. We found that people spend a needless amount of time coordinating schedules through a series of messages, guesswork, and maintaining individual calendars. Walking you through the disconnect, we know a large number of events are coordinated via messages, form of messaging. There's back and forth messaging and typing out availabilities. When an event is planned, individuals often leave the app, open a separate calendar app, and create an event for reminders. Then once the day of the event arrives, some messages to remind the other person of the event, where some people choose to set a calendar invite and some do not. And then Caught Up Solution is developed app that combines the common features used by people to coordinate schedules. The main features of Caught Up provide a simple way to communicate interest, to meet up, sync calendars, to show times of availability, and create shared events with other individuals or groups. The busy notation protects user privacy, and a created event is shared automatically to all the people in that group. And these are some of the main functions that we have.
In terms of marketing and competition, our initial market is focused on busy college students with a desire to socialize more. The current population of students is around 19 million, and surveys suggest that around 60% of them report feeling lonely. And with recent events such as the pandemic, we believe that this number will only increase. From our own surveys, we get that over 90% of students are interested in our product. So although we don't have a specific number yet, we expect a high number of market penetration. We also have the potential of expanding into other markets like typical messengers. And our largest competitors tend to only specialize in either messaging or calendar events, meaning that our approach is rather unique. So in terms of next steps, we want to continue building our focus groups to find early adopters willing to provide feedback. And in terms of mobile development, we're working on features like local event storage, event reminders, and improving our calendar UI. For our web app, we're working on the ability to use calendar features. With this in mind, we also want people to start following us in social media, like at Caught Up, and we will link at the end of the presentation a link to our website. So finally, this is our current team. What is important to note here is that during the course of the accelerator, Natalie joined us to handle marketing and business development, which was previously identified as one of our shortcomings.
So that is our presentations. Do you guys have any questions for us?
Thanks, Stephen. That's great. It was super fun to watch Caught Up really progress throughout the accelerator. I really want to compliment Stephen and Luis. They're very, very competent builders. But through the accelerator, I think they also did a really good job, understanding and kind of pivoting into, understanding the customer base before they built the final version of their product. So like they said, their initial product release is actually on the streets. I believe you can download it, and they're looking for groups of people that are trying to coordinate schedules. And as someone who just planned a summer family vacation via text, that is a horrendous experience. So count me in. I want to have the panelists jump in here with a little bit of Q&A.
All right, so the CFO has to ask the question. Obviously, you just want to get a lot of people on it right now, but ultimately, how do you think that you'll monetize this product?
So we're considering a freemium model. So we personally don't like ads, and we think that that makes the service worse. So we're thinking of a premium model similar to how Slack and other businesses. So for example, we can add the ability to sync with your Google Calendar as a premium feature, but that's still something we're looking into. Sorry, that would be like you subscribe and then you get, we give you access to those features. Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Hey, Stephen, congratulations on all your success. I know there was a lot of discussion around building out the team, and I'm glad you found the CMO. Mm-hmm. Are there, maybe you can share a little bit, just two questions, a little bit about your lessons learned on finding the right teammates, and also understanding as you move forward, if you're planning on building out around that team further, and if so, what that looks like.
Yeah, so I've realized that it's not always the person who is most capable or with the skills that make the best teammates. It's the ones that are actually willing to learn. So they may not have the skills now, but those that put in the effort and show that through making progress on what they said that they were going to make progress on, making the best teammates. And Natalie and the rest of the team, they do that consistently. So I found those to be the best teammates. So moving forward, expanding our team, we're not currently looking for a specific team member, but we're always open to hear of potential opportunities to work with others.
That's great. That's a wise answer. And sometimes we learn that later, which it's great that you learned that early. In terms of, and congratulations again on everything. I also have seen the growth in the business, and it's been impressive. What was the biggest learning that you all had through the Accelerator program?
So the biggest learning was not to ignore the customers, not to ignore marketing, because we're very technical focused initially, because we're computer science. We come from a computer science engineering background, at least Luis and I, and we're the founders. We were very focused on just building the solution, which isn't always the right thing. Like, we should have listened and engaged with an audience so that when we do have a product, we have people to distribute it to. So now we have like a minimum viable product, but we're still trying to attain early customers, right? So that was a big mistake.
And I'll just jump on Kim's question and Paul's too, with the CMO on staff. What is the plan going forward with her joining the team? What are the next 90 days, 120 days that you see, and the impact that she'll have on your team?
You mean like growing the team, like accepting?
Not growing, just what are the activities that she's going to be doing to expand your marketing? Because there was a gap before you joined the accelerator. Yes. Now with her on board.
Yeah. So what those activities are. Yeah. So our current plans, we're aiming to get into an accelerator for next summer. So Natalie will be helping out with building a brand, because brands are really important. Like once we have, so building a brand, that there's a lot of things that go into that, but then also applying to accelerators to try and share our problem in an understandable manner is what we're working on. Yeah.
telling the product story, which will be great, Stephen. Well, congratulations and thanks again. And once again, to reiterate, the end of Stephen's presentation, if you're someone that maybe is an RA and would be willing to help coordinate, a group of students to use their application, or maybe you're involved in Greek life, or maybe like myself, you're trying to wrangle a family and a group of people to a common timeline and common destination. Caught Up would love to have some initial beta users. So Stephen, if you want to throw your contact information in the chat, we'll let people follow up.
Yes, I'll be doing that shortly.
That's perfect. All right. And that brings us to Fernway.